Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a technical analysis on Boeing. So if we look at Boeing here, we could argue that this area is what investors thought it was a good value, right? So every time it left the area, it kept coming back. So it's a pretty good area of value. Then we had the big COVID drop, right? And then obviously people believe that Boeing at $89 was a good price for the stock. So now we're going to be doing the technical analysis on it. I think it's on a nice uptrend ever since it started um, being bought up after the COVID drop, right? So it's filled all the gaps that it had. It's actually kind of going after this one next. But what I'm looking at here is if we look at the daily, um, we see that Boeing is every time it comes up, it gets shut down, right? A lot. So it might be good, like to short the tops all the time, right? Every time it comes to a critical level, might be good to short it. However, I'm looking more for um, entry for calls. So what I'm looking at here is pretty much this levels here. So we're gonna go here and here. There's a lot of price action that happens in this, right? And every time it kind of leaves, so get another zone here, right? So every time there's a lot of price action here, here. Every time it breaks this level, it has a big push, right? From here to here, from here to here, from here all the way to here, from here to here. So that's where the imbalance between buyers and seller is. Okay, so another thing that I want to look at here is that it is in an overall uptrend, and it's almost forming this right here, right? So it's kind of consolidating between these 2 points, right? Getting pretty tight, and it's eventually going to rip up. So I'm actually looking for an entry for calls, and this is kind of what I got mapped out, right? So this is one of my zones, right? And then this is a secondary zone for me. Then over here, there's not really a lot of structure, but if we want to call this a zone, we could do that. Um, so obviously we got to keep in mind the overall market. So it ripped from here, it went all the way to here. So it was a 93 to 228. That's a pretty big move. So this is what my game plan is for the upcoming week or weeks. Since we have some bad COVID news, I kind of anticipate that it's going to sell off a little more into this section, um, right? Maybe into here at the bottom of the zone. So I want to try to get a entry, right? As close as I can to uh, this level of 175.49 price level. We're going to change that to green, and we're going to change it to 4. So that's going to be our entry for calls, right? Our stop loss is literally going to be, if you see like this little wick down here is where buyers came up. So it's going to be right under that. So we'll go 172 since it's a whole number, right? Here, let me remove it. 172. And that'll be our stop. Color it purple. Stop loss. All right. So it's going to be our stop loss. And obviously now we're going off levels for our price targets, right? So entry here, stop loss, And then we're going to go, our first price target would be 190.21. Second price target would be 200. Third would be this level of 213, right? And then we want to say this 223, and essentially into the next zone, right? So if it has a type 3 entry where it bounces off this line, my stop loss is going to be down here at the 190, 07 zone, right? That's for a type 3 entry. Type 3 entries when it's breaking that zone. So something for you guys to be aware of. And obviously you don't want to let it go all the way down to the bottom because it's a big move from 194 to 175. That's a big pullback. So that's why I'm using, I really like type 2 entries because my loss is literally underneath the zone, and my risk is a lot less than getting a type 3 or a type 1 entry. So what I'm looking at is, this is my risk, right? And then I'm looking this to be my reward. So color that green. That's my reward. And then, right, that's my reward. This is my risk. Done. So that's the game plan for Boeing for this upcoming week. Obviously, we're kind of looking at a overall downtrend of the market because of bad COVID news. But with things opening up, I'm kind of hopeful that it's probably going to gap up a little overnight. This is what I'm looking at for entry. So I got my alerts set already, right? Just kind of, I can monitor what's going on. And once starts setting my alerts, then I'm going to start buying. That is a game plan, guys. If you guys have any questions, or if there's any constructive criticism that you guys have, please feel free to message me. All right. Thank you.